In the world of finance, the rule book is basically being torn up and rewritten from scratch. For decades, the game was all about one thing: speed. Winning meant being just a millisecond faster than the other guy. But today, a whole new revolution is underway. The race for speed has become a race for intelligence, and the engine powering all of it is artificial intelligence. So, how did we get here? And maybe more importantly, who's leading this charge? Let's dive in. And this quote right here, really gets to the heart of this whole rebellion. It's from a guy named Alex Gerko, a mathematician who became a billionaire trader by basically betting against the entire high-speed trading establishment. See, instead of trying to be the fastest, he decided he was going to be the smartest. He saw the physical limits of a game he thought was, well, fundamentally flawed. So to really get how radical Gerko's move was, we need to take a look at the old battlefield. For a long time, the financial arms race was about one thing and one thing only: latency. It was a physical war, fought with things like microwave towers and hyper-specific fiber optic cables, all just to shave off a few microseconds from a trade. And this slide lays out the two different paths perfectly. Over on the left, you've got the old speed game. It's a sprint, right? And eventually you just hit a hard wall, the laws of physics. But on the right, you have the intelligence game. Think of it more like a climb, but a climb with a seemingly infinite ceiling. And it's not powered by cables, it's powered by code and the ability to predict what's coming next. Which brings us right back to our main character, Alex Gerko. He saw the limits of that speed game way early on. So in 2015, he founded his company, XTX Markets, with a completely different philosophy. He didn't want to play the old game. He wanted to invent a whole new one. Gerko's journey is pretty fascinating. I mean, he started out as a trader at a super traditional place, Deutsche Bank. But this timeline, it just shows how incredibly fast his big bet paid off. In less than a decade, he went from being an industry insider to a total industry disruptor. And it all culminated in him becoming Britain's single largest taxpayer in 2023. Wild. And this number right here, this just brilliantly illustrates the success of that bet. An estimated net worth of $12 billion. That is what happens when you ditch the speed race and go all in on artificial intelligence years before AI became the biggest buzzword on the entire planet. So what exactly is a secret weapon? Well, it's a technology called deep learning. And you can kind of think of it like this. Instead of trying to program a computer with a whole set of rules, you just give it a massive, and I mean massive, amount of data, and you let it teach itself. These neural networks learn to spot these tiny, incredibly complex patterns in the market that no human ever could. And yeah, this is definitely not your typical Wall Street trading floor. A look inside the XTX office in London really says it all. You're not going to see a bunch of screaming traders. Instead, you find things like a replica of the Apollo 11 command module. It's quiet, it's cerebral. It feels more like a tech lab than a trading firm. It's a space that's built for deep thinking, not just for fast reflexes. But here's the thing, this kind of deep thinking, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum. To power this level of intelligence, it requires an almost unimaginable amount of computational muscle. We're talking about a completely new kind of infrastructure, the AI factory. And we're not just talking about renting some servers in the cloud. Nope. XTX is spending over $1 billion to build its own massive data center complex up in Finland. And why would they do that? To make sure they have the cheap, dedicated power they need to constantly train their AI models. It creates a moat around their business that is very, very hard for any competitor to cross. Okay, just try to wrap your head around the scale of this operation, because it is absolutely staggering. We're talking about 25,000 specialized AI chips from NVIDIA, powering algorithms that trade, on average, get this, $250 billion every single day. All of it supported by an investment in their own data centers that's over $1 billion. This isn't just a trading firm. This is industrial-scale AI. And building one of these AI factories, it's way more than just plugging in a bunch of computers. It's a whole integrated ecosystem. You've got to combine specialized processors like GPUs, incredibly fast networking to cut down on latency, and really sophisticated software platforms to manage the whole shebang. Every single piece is designed specifically for AI workloads. All right, now this is where things start to get really futuristic. This technology is evolving beyond just being a tool for analysis. We're now entering the era of what's called agentic AI. This is where AI programs act as autonomous members of a silicon-based workforce. So think of it less like a smart calculator and more like an autonomous digital employee that you can just assign complex tasks to. But let's keep things in perspective here for a second. While this tech is incredibly powerful, it is also incredibly new. And this slide really helps put that future into context. I mean, the potential is huge, but only a tiny fraction of organizations, about 11%, has actually put these autonomous agents into production. We are at the very, very beginning of this transformation. So how does this new workforce actually operate? Well, let's take a critical area like trade surveillance. The AI agent isn't replacing the human, it's augmenting them. The AI is the one sifting through millions and millions of data points to flag suspicious patterns, while the human analyst can focus on oversight and making that final judgment call. It's a hybrid, human-machine team. This shift is so profound that it's forcing the entire financial industry to basically rethink everything from the ground up. It's not about just adding an AI layer on top of old systems. No, it's about a complete architectural rebuild to create organizations that are AI native. So, what does an AI native company even look like? Well, the changes touch every single part of the organization. Priorities change completely, talent strategies are totally rewritten, and brand new roles are being created. I mean, things like AI collaboration designers who are paid to figure out the best way for humans and machines to work together. The chief information officer isn't just a tech strategist anymore, they're an AI evangelist. But of course, all this power comes with a pretty big paradox. The same AI that can build these incredibly powerful defenses is also being used to create more sophisticated cyber attacks. AI is becoming both the lock and the key, creating this new high-stakes dilemma for cybersecurity. And that brings us to the next frontier of complexity. What happens when the AI agents we've created are given the power to create new AI agents, all on their own? This kind of capability, it just raises huge questions about control, about security, and about governance. This technology is moving way beyond just executing trades or analyzing data. It's starting to build itself. And as we stand on the edge of AI agents creating their own silicon workforce, it forces us to ask a really fundamental question. Are we just building a new kind of workforce, or are we building a new kind of world? And are we ready for the answer?